You see, Rick Ross and Meek Mill being at odds doesn't help anybody. Ross is completely damn near done with Meek Mill, and especially how y'all don't see it is kind of mind-boggling, but I'm going to explain it for y'all. Rick Ross wants Meek Mill to pay him to get off the label. Ross doesn't understand that Meek Mill is a terrible commodity right now. Meek Mill feels like he should be like J. Cole with the Dreamville shit. How he feels like he should be Chance the Rapper. And what else did dude tell me? Damn. And he feel like he should be like Nip. He feel like he's supposed to be on those big dog statuses where the young is supposed to look up to him, but Meek Mill keep on hustling backwards. See, what people love about Meek Mill is what he does on the mic, but off the mic, Meek Mill is a terrible ass person as far as what we see. Now, you have Meek buying people like his grandma the house and everything like that, and that's commendable, shout out. But then you got people who'll turn around and go, Meek, why didn't you get that for her years ago? And it could be the simple fact that he could have been asking her to do it years and years and years ago, and she just finally said, all right, I give up, I'm finally gonna do it. That's perfectly possible. I try to do it for my grandma. I told my grandma, like, hey, look, I got enough bread, I could put you in another place, another space, and put you somewhere dope. I could put you in one of these dope ass places where you're going to be around people who are religious like you are and everything like that, and you can get away from the stresses of life. But sometimes people feel important when the situation always calls for them. It just is what it is. Ross wants Meek to pay millions. The figure is between 5 and 9 million, and that's where they sit at the table. Meek ain't trying to pay that at all. Meek feel like Ross is supposed to be a real dude, so Meek is doing some sabotage ass shit. If y'all think that Meek Mill doing that shit with Birdman wasn't calculated, you wrong. If y'all think this shit with Travis Scott wasn't Meek Mill being boiled over and frustrated from some shit, you wrong. Meek Mill is a terrible commodity right now, and Ross, you're going to have to let his ass go. I know from what was being told to me that y'all want Meek to pay the money to get up out of there because Meek is trying to sign with Rock Nation as another extension under another umbrella with them because he feels that Jay-Z has better connections and that the people that Jay is connected to is going to put Meek back on that pedestal. The problem with Meek is, Meek, you made terrible calculated moves. The first move that you made that made people go, what the hell are you doing, was by going at a Wale. That's where this shit started. The true part where the split between Ross and Meek came, pardon me, not Milk, I don't know why the hell I said Milk, but Meek came between the Wale stuff because Meek felt that Ross didn't jump on Wale's ass about not posting his stuff. He's like, bro, why don't you put a leash on Wale and tell Wale to start amping me up a lot more, because we could go back to interviews where Wale would get on interviews and interrupt and interject himself into something that Meek was doing. And at that time, Meek was right. But you can be right and go about stuff the wrong way. So what ends up happening is they get into a verbal altercation, and this has been confirmed by multiple people where Ross and Meek are doing a lot of this back and forth, but Ross is doing more listening because he's going, man, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm wrong. And he's thinking that Meek Mill is going to run like a boss when Meek Mill has not been operating like a boss the whole entire time. Just because you got dream chasers doesn't mean you a label head. It doesn't. Then on top of that, what ends up happening is Meek does a move without consulting Ross at all. That shit that happened with Drake damn near split them again. It damn near did. So now you got Meek getting pissed off, going at Drake. Then Meek is sitting there for a second time going, where's Ross? Where's Ross? Where's Ross? Why ain't he backing me? And Ross is going, Drake is my homie. Why are you attacking this dude and you ain't cleared nothing with nobody? You just did this flat out on your own. And that's when y'all seen I forget what it's called, but he basically was talking about, dudes just moving emotional and all that. There's an interview, I can't remember. If somebody can drop the interview in the comments, please do so. Where basically Ross taking subliminal shots at Meek, and Meek ain't catching it, but when Meek finally do, it's like, damn, cuz, what am I supposed to do? And then Meek get locked up. Now, Meek feel like when he got locked up, that Ross didn't holler at cats that Jay-Z did. See, Jay was talking to the billionaires and everything like that in their city. The problem is Ross doesn't have those connections. And that's part of the reason why Meek Mill is trying to join The Rock, because he feel like those political connections that Jay-Z has is going to serve him better for what he got going, opposed to what Rick Ross got, when Rick Ross is all about business, 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 business. Then on top of that, what ends up happening is Ross start reaching back out to Meek, trying to feel like what's happening, because Ross told Meek, hey, don't get you no industry girl. That's the worst type of shit to do. Meek don't listen to that. Meek get in with Nicki. This is before he got locked up, obviously. But Ross is telling him, you're not focused on the business. You focus on other shit like the bullshit of the streets. So at this time, and this is before he got locked up, Meek was in the streets heavy, doing dumb shit out in Philly, trying to look like the man, trying to get validation. You got the grill, you got the music out there, but you're not pushing none of the MMG shit. You're not pushing nothing except you in this relationship. And that's when Ross started to slowly get back the hell off of him. And then that's when you got the Drake diss and all that and everything. And then he like, what the hell? And then Meek like, well, you supposed to back me anyways. And Ross didn't back him in that Drake beef. He just sat back. And at that current time, that's when Meek started feeling like, well, you didn't back me in the Wale situation. You didn't back me in the Drake situation. You disloyal. And so, and this ain't no shit that ain't common knowledge. And this ain't some stuff that certain people didn't want to reach out and say and all that and everything like that, because they don't want to put their stamps on it. But there are certain people in their camps that keep letting this shit out. And nobody about to turn around and flip on them because the information be just too good. Now, what ends up happening with this shit is when Meek get out, Meek ain't really hollering at Ross at all. Meek just doing what he want to do and everything like that. Then Meek just get the idea, well, Ross, you ain't for me. I'm not going to let you third strike me. Because Ross had nothing to do with Drake and Meek fixing their problems. And then what makes it worse is, and this is where it really started to boil, and this is a pure jealousy thing out of Meek Mill, was Meek dropped a song with Drake. It do its numbers. It's a hit. But that lemon pepper freestyle was what did it for Meek Mill. Because Meek feel like that's something that Ross been wanting to do for the longest. And he feel like for whatever reason, one, that he should have been on that lemon pepper freestyle with Drake. That Drake should have hit him up. Two, that even though Drake didn't hit him up, Ross should have hit up Drake and been like, Drake, we need Meek Mill on this. But Drake actually reached out to Rod Wave to get on it. And then Rod Wave basically was like, nah, I can't. My verse is trash on there. Shout out to Rod Wave for not ruining that song. And then so on and so forth. So yeah, it's partially because of that lemon pepper. That was the final nail in the straw. And I mean the final nail in the coffin. And now that's why you see this shit. But Ross hated how Meek went after Wale. And I forgot to mention, because I don't have this shit wrote down. This is just what was told to me. He hated how he had the Wale situation, the Drake situation, and I forgot the Lil Uzi Vert situation. Because Ross was like, bro, why are you dissing this little dude And it don't make sense. Like, you're supposed to be rocking with the youth. If you realize Ross messed with the new up-and-coming rappers just like everybody previously before him. And now you're kind of seeing how fake it is and how industry it is with Meek versus everybody else. But it's your favorite local, especially after I spoke. Support the real again. Get rid of the fake, the F you to the industry. How do you fight back? It's simple. All you got to do is just press subscribe. Then join the movement over there on Instagram at CEDDYNASH, one word. That's for you and I can stay in contact. Plus, I'm going to like your pictures and all that. To the crew, that's the truth. With the visionaries.